live balanna. Adama News First FB page එකට ගිහින් like කරන්න. ඉන්න තැනකදී live news බලන්න. දැනුවත් වෙන්න. ඇත්ත දැනගන්න. එය ඔබේ ITI.
Of insurrections.
Good afternoon and welcome to your lunchtime news. Now let's get into your top story. Sivanesa Ture Chandrakantan alias Pillayan and 4 other suspects have been acquitted and released in the Joseph Pararaja Singh murder case by the Batticaloa High Court. This case was taken up before High Court Judge D.S. Susethan.
The Attorney General's Department on Monday informed the Batticaloa High Court it will not continue with the case filed against parliamentarian Sivanesature Chandrakantan alias Pillayan in the case filed over the 2005 killing of former parliamentarian Joseph Pararaja Singham. The case was filed against 5 people including Sivanesature Chandrakantan in connection to the 2005 murder.
Minister Johnston Fernando says respecting the judicial process will assure the well-being of a country. The minister made these remarks during an event in Kurunegala today.
I'm not an individual who likes anyone to be sent to prison. I was also imprisoned when the government of good governance was in power. Think about all what they did during the last 5 years, starting from false complaints, fake witnesses, influences to the judiciary and the CID. They imprisoned those who work for the country and robbed the central bank. They stole from development projects and destroyed the economy. I will not comment about Ranjan Ramanayaka. This case was filed when their government was in power. We never disrespected the judiciary. We have always respected the judiciary. We made ourselves available in courts 10 to 15 minutes before the proceedings started. They filed 11 cases against me and even now 4 of them are being heard. The country will not be able to move forward if the judiciary is disrespected. They are the ones who made the law inefficient. Most of the people are still being protected because of the human nature of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
Retired Major and Attorney at Law Ajit Prasanna was granted bail by the Court of Appeal after being placed in remand custody for almost a year by the Magistrates Court. In December 2019, the Colombo Additional Magistrate ordered for Ajit Prasanna to be remanded on the charge of making statements to influence witnesses in a case taken up for trial at the 4th Magistrates Court. The case was related to the abduction and enforced disappearance of 11 youth from Colombo in 2008-2009. Ajit Prasanna was released on 2 personal bails amounting to 500,000 rupees each. A discussion between the United Ports Trade Union Confederation and President Gotabaya Rajapaksa commenced this morning.
23 trade unions were summoned for this discussion, which took place at the Presidential Secretariat. The discussion is due to be held regarding the future plans involving the East Container Terminal of the Colombo port.
We want the Port Authority to be fully in charge of the operations in the East Container Terminal, and we hope the President will consider our plea after this meeting.
A protest was held in the Mahavava area along the Chilau-Colombo main road, citing that a school in the area, the Mahavava Dharmarama Vidyalaya, has not been converted into a national school. The protest was held by the area residents.
The protesting residents claim that the authorities have promised that this school will be converted into a national school on multiple occasions. However, these promises have not been fulfilled. The protest hampered vehicular movement along the Colombo-Chilau main road in the Mahavava area.
20 kilos of heroin has been discovered in a forest area in Koskoda. The police media spokesperson DIG Ajit Rohana said the stock of heroin was seized following a special operation conducted by the police special task force.
ये दिनेदित कोस्कोड प्रदेशेदी කිලෝග්‍රෑම් 20ක පමණ හෙරෝයින් තොගයක් වාගේ.
Yesterday, 20 kilograms of heroin was discovered in Koskoda. However, this is considered as a previous stock. Investigations are currently underway to identify the suspects who concealed this stock. In addition to this, a suspect was arrested with 50 grams of heroin in Paliagoda yesterday. He is due to be produced before court. The Mount Lavinia police have also arrested another suspect with 20 grams of heroin. All of these operations are conducted at present. All measures are taken to prevent drugs from being brought over to the country and obstruct the drug racketeering.
ලැබීම වැළැක්වීමට අවශ්‍ය සියලු ක්‍රියාමාර්ග ගනිමින් පවතිනවා.
PCR tests are being conducted on parliamentarians and parliamentary staff members today after several parliamentarians tested positive for COVID-19. The PCR testing commenced this morning. The party leaders' meeting that was scheduled to be held today has been postponed till Monday. Another batch of PCR tests will be conducted on the 15th. The Deputy Director General of Health Services, Specialist Dr. Hemantha Herath says the new variant of coronavirus has not entered the country.
The total number of COVID-19 cases in the country has increased to 49,358. 244 deaths have been reported. 12,139 PCR tests were conducted during the past 24 hours.
තයිපොංකල් සමයේදී අපි ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා අපේ තියෙන
We are requesting the public to reduce movement during this time and celebrate at your home and adhere to health guidelines.
කරන ලෙස ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා සෞඛ්‍ය පුරුදු වලින් සම්පූර්ණයෙන් අනුගතව කටයුතු කරන ලෙස අපි සියලු දෙනාගෙම ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා.
The eighth stage of the project to construct 5,000 houses for middle-class income earners commenced in Gattabay, Kandy.
The event was held under the auspices
Faced by the people in this framework, especially to find solutions for issues faced by the people in the villages. That is our primary objective. We believe in identifying solutions for issues at this level will support future development activities.
Chairman of the Election Commission, Attorney at Law Nimal Punchiheva expressed the stance of the Commission regarding the provincial council elections. He stated that the Commission is on the view that the provincial council elections should be held. He made these comments during a discussion that took place with the media representatives yesterday.
Chairman of the Election Commission pointed out that though there are no public representatives in these provincial councils, the institutions connected to them are still active. He pointed out that the funds have already been allocated for those institutions and only a small percentage of it needs to be allocated for the public representatives in these councils. He stated that the legislators should decide on whether or not to hold these provincial council elections, but since this is already a part of the constitution, these elections should be held as it is prescribed by the law. Speaking further, the chairman of the National Election Commission, Attorney at Law Nimal Punchiheva, stated that steps will be taken to amend all election laws to suit the present situation. He stated that laws will be changed to update the electoral roll in every 4 months, so the franchise will be granted expeditiously to those citizens who attain the age of 18. Attorney at Law Nimal Punchiheva pointed out in this discussion that the Commission has paid attention to introduce an advanced polling system for media and health personnel who are on duty on election days. Other members of the Commission and officials were also present at the discussion.
The All Ceylon Private Bus Workers Association convened a media briefing in Kurunegala today. Views were expressed with regard to the protest staged by Gamunu Wijeratna.
අපිට දැනගන්න ලැබුණා ගැමුණුගේ බස් සමාගම 18 වෙනිදා බස් වර්ජනයකට යනවා කියන එක.
We were informed that the association headed by Gamunu Wijeratna is expecting to stage a strike on the 18th. We will not be engaging in the strike because of the current situation in the country. These strikes will cause difficulties to the government and the passengers. We are challenging Gamunu to stage the strike. There are more than 24,000 bus owners who have joined us. Those who lead the association in Colombo, Panadura, Nigambo, Varakapola and Anuradhapura have joined us. We have members across the country. We will support a strike but for the right cause. We will not support anything that is detrimental to the country. We are here to protect the owners of buses.
කියන්නේ වර්ජනයකට අපි සහයෝගය දෙනවා හරි දෙයකට. වැරදි දෙයට අපි සහයෝගය දෙන්නේ නැහැ. අපි ඉන්නේ බස් හිමියන් රැකගන්න.
The leader of the Janaseta Peramuna, Venerable Battaramulle Seelaratana Thero, expressed the following views on the woes faced by farmers in the country.
ගොවියෝ අනේ අන්ත අසරණ වෙලා ඉන්නේ.
Farmers are helpless. Farmers have never been given relief. Farmers are suffering because of this fall army menace. Then they are suffering because of water, because of these by roads. Next, they are struggling to find some food. To top it off, these wild elephants are also causing them problems. This human-elephant conflict was created by the ministers and leaders who we elect. When these people die from these elephant attacks, they are getting millions of dollars into their pockets.
මැරෙනකොට මුන්ට හම්බුන ඩොලර් බිලියන ගණන් ඒවා සාක්කුවේ දාගන්නවා.
The US House of Representatives has voted to approve a resolution calling for President Donald Trump to be removed from office through the 25th Amendment in the wake of the violent siege in the US Capitol last week. Now, House Democrats now plan to vote to impeach Trump, setting up an impeachment vote 1 week after rioters overran Capitol Police and breached some of the most secure areas of the capital. Indonesia has rolled out a mass-free COVID-19 vaccination program in an attempt to stop the spread of the virus, and it gets its economy going again.
But the country is taking a markedly different approach to others. Instead of vaccinating elderly people in the first phase, after frontline workers, it will target younger people aged 18 to 59. 59-year-old President Joko Widodo was the first person in the country to receive the vaccine shot. 77-year-old Vice President Maruf Amin will not get the jab early as he is too old.
According to the latest results released by researchers, coronavirus vaccine developed by China's Sinovac has been found to be 50.4% effective in Brazilian clinical trials.
It shows the vaccine is significantly less effective than previous data suggested, barely over 50% needed for regulatory approval. The Chinese vaccine is one of the two that the Brazilian government has lined up. Brazil has been one of the countries worst affected by COVID-19. Sinovac, a Beijing-based biopharmaceutical company, is behind CoronaVac, an inactivated vaccine. It works by using killed viral particles to expose the body's immune system to the virus without risking a serious disease response. Several countries, including Indonesia, Turkey and Singapore, have placed orders for the vaccine.
And with that, we wrap up lunchtime news right here on TV1. Thank you for watching.